Fucking hell, James, you're late. Sorry, I had to fit breakfast in there, guys. I'm not going to fucking lie, and it took me a bit longer than I'd anticipated before I knew it was 12:05. Sorry, but this is not my first stream of the day. Cheers, guys. Good luck this game week. Shout out as ever, too. Oh, let's hide the chat because I don't know the team news. FPL Tactician, Simple Goal FPL, James Lappin, Ragtime, Willie, Lordy Leroy, Motley Barnett's FPL, Panda Talon, Nadine 90, FPL FOMO, CM Scout FPL, FF Scout Luke. Some of you fucking guys have got underscores. You're all there until the video printer starts. In around about 16 minutes, so not too long to go through teams. But we'll do it, we'll get through it. I've got Norwich and Brighton set up as well, so I'll be keeping an eye on that during play as well. I don't suppose many of you have got particular FPL assets there, but certainly be commenting on it, not a problem. Right. Bench boost is active. I took a decision this morning. This was probably looking further ahead, the best position I could get to till I find out these fucking teams. Some 15 players. I hate the fact that only one of my goalkeepers has a double, but the other one has a double next game week potentially. So I wasn't prepared to move it about. I have 15 players. My goalkeeper is Mark Poom. Back four is Jolien Lescott. I've taken a -4 to bring those two in for Herman Haridason and Mark Crossley. Those are the only changes I've made. I've got Ian Hart. I've got Sammy Hippier. I need to fucking check, don't I? I struggle enough to remember 11 players. When I've got 15, I'm right fucked tonight. Let's just read it out. Right, so my starting 11, Poom in goal. Back four, Lescott, Hart, Hippier, Richard Rufus. Midfield 3, Klaus Jensen, Harry Kewell, Kieran Dyer. Up front, Kevin Phillips, Mark Viduka, Vice, Captain, Alan Shearer. The four I put on the bench is what I believe are the four weakest. David Seaman, Ashley Cole, Steven Gerrard, Igor Biscam. So I've got 3 Liverpool today. I'm guessing a lot of you probably won't. I've got 3 Liverpool, 3 Leeds, 2 Newcastle, 2 Charlton, 2 Derby, 2 Arsenal, and Kevin Phillips. That's where I'm at. So I just hope they all fucking play. But I like I said, I took the decision that I probably couldn't get myself into a better position to line up a bench boost, even a 1-week wild card to what you're going to have next week. And I figured that would handicap me, actually. I would be better off forgetting the bench boost on my wild card and then picking a team for when I want to use it, etc. And that might be next game week. My early thoughts are that I probably will. And I'm going to fire Henry and Van Nistelrooy in together and not fuck about with it, because I think so many people are going to struggle to get there. So that's one of the things I'm considering. I'm also conscious of, though, of maybe holding the wild card until I've actually got problems. These are not third life crises here. Right, let's get team up. Harry, very conveniently, by the way, decided to chew a fucking hole out the wire on my charger yesterday. As you do, please don't call social services, right? Sitting next to the bastard. And yeah, my charger works, but let's just say it will go up like 1% per 20 minutes or so. So slightly fucked. I've had to dig out the old phone again for Norwich Brighton. It's a good job you moved the kickoff earlier today, because doing the 2 games together, I don't think this phone would have survived. So I reckon I'm at 39% now. I reckon if I charge it in about 15 minutes, I'll probably be about 50% by the time the stream finishes. Yeah, it's genuinely that bad. I have ordered a new one. Right, teams. Let's go through these alphabetically then. Blackburn Rovers against Everton. Blackburn are 3-4-1-2. This is very close to what Luke suggested would probably happen on his stream. Maybe that's what he was intending when he said that. I took that as a 3-5-2. This is a 3-4-1-2. I think it's probably what Luke meant. It's Alan Kelly in goal, back 3 of Weatherall, Curtis Berg. De Boer at right wing back can attack. Damien Duff left wing back can attack. Marn and 2 guys central midfield. Janssen in the 10 position. Marcus Bent and Grabby are the 2 have got the nod up front. In front of obviously Janssen in the 10 position. Friedel, McAteer, Thomas, Lundvigsson, Martin Taylor on the bench. And your first team with a double game week to go through is Everton. I've ignored them, personally. just don't fucking like them. Certainly didn't think any of them were particularly worth a hit to get back in. It's 5-3-2. I think the majority of you will be pleased with this lineup. It's Gerrard in goal. Back five, right to left is Watson, Xavier, Stubbs, Unsworth, Naismith. Watson and Naismith can fly forward. Unsworth and Xavier have to go into the fullback positions in position. Means Thomas Gravison drops into a central midfield position to go back with Alan Stubbs. Paul Gascoigne and Joe Max Moore have full licence to get forward from midfield. It's Kevin Campbell and Thomas Rositzky up front. This suddenly makes sense why Luke was really keen on Paul Gascoigne, because I kept thinking, really, are you sure, mate? As much as I love him and stuff. On the bench, Steve Simonson, Nick Chadwick, Edan Tell, Nicholas Alexanderson. David Weir, I guess, is the one that's going to disappoint, isn't it, possibly? He's a substitute. Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? David Unsworth obviously being part of that back five. Right, Charlton also have a double this game week. They host Chelsea. If I can ever find a bloody tweet. Why don't you put these in order, guys? Do I have to blame Rob Pick this week? Who's on them? Charlton are 4-4-2. McAllister starts. Where the fuck is Richard Rufus? You've got to be kidding me that Fish and Shitu have gone to the African nations and Rufus is not playing. Are you serious? That's the worst one of the lot. I could have taken if he pulled out Liverpool. Yeah, but don't forget the second game week. Yeah, against fucking Shearer. The fuck? Oh dear, it's already a waste. Never mind. Right. Charlton, Dean Kiley in goal. Back four, Kishishev, Yards, Fortune, Powell. Robinson, Jensen, McAllister, Wilcox. McAllister's half dead, but he plays. Wilcox and Robinson can push on. There's no Mark Kinsella. Might be a blow for some. I don't know if he'd picked up or not. Jonathan Johansson, partners Jason Yu up front with Sean Bartlett at the African Nations. Illich, Solako, Young, Stewart, Andy Reid on the bench. That's the worst one I've had all season, I think. They host Chelsea today. Hope you haven't still got Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. He's not in the Chelsea team. Right, Chelsea are Cudicini in goal. Back four, Melchiot, Desai, Terry, Gallus. Midfield four, Carboni, Lampard, Petit, Zenden, Carboni in the wide positions. Forsell and Zola up front. Oh, it's even worse. State of it on the bench, Goodlad, Knight, Stanic, Keenan, Gronkiar. At Charlton, I hope you get fucking hammered, mate. Bastards. Derby Newcastle is probably the one that's going to excite most people today, I should imagine, as Derby have a treble and Newcastle have a double. Right. Oh my goodness. We've all got absolutely fucked here, haven't we? There's no Lescott. There's no Carbonari. There's no Craig Burley. There's no Fabrizio Ravanelli. There's no Seth Johnson. Oh my God. I mean, hopefully with this, the good news is they may still end up with a double. Right, so Mark Poom, yay, is in goal for Derby. Back three is Rigger, O'Neill and Blacksis. O'Neill can step out from it. Boetting plays left wing back. Richard Jackson, right wing back. The midfield three is Murray, Kinclardsey, Powell. There's no Simo Valakri either. Oh my God. What have they done here? Malcolm Christie and Lee Morris play a split forwards. Oh my God. On the bench, Andy Oakes, Dion Burton, Bjorn Bragstad. Oh, yeah, great. Branko Stupar and Danny Higginbottom. Oh my days. State of it. I bet there's people out there who take them like -8s for 3 players and none of them are playing. Worth saying, they've got 2 more games. One tonight, one tomorrow morning. But, oh, Jesus Christ. Right, Newcastle. Now, I think it's fair to say Luke's got this absolutely spot on as well in terms of who he'd come into the team in the attacking positions. Solano and Robert both start. I did consider Solano for part of a -4 more than a third Derby player. Danny Cadamartri does play up front with Alan Shearer. It's given Barton, Marcelino, O'Brien, Quinn, Solano, Dyer, Basadas, Robert. Doesn't that midfield look so much better now? Cadamartri and Shearer up front. Walker, Bellamy, Robbie Elliott, Olivia Bernard and Shulami Ubi are on the substitutes bench for Newcastle. Fulham play Manchester United today. I'll start whizzing through these because Richard Rufus has just made me lose the plot. Right, Fulham 4-4-2. Van der Sar, Corrigan, Melville, Goma, Harley, Legwinski, Malbronk, Collins, Boamorte, wide left. Sahar, Marley, Malbronk attacking midfield arrow. Coodson, Hales, McInnesby, Clark, Elvis Hammond on the bench. Manchester United, Lille is back in goal. Phil Neville, Blanc, Gary Neville, Silvestre the back four. Chadwick, Keane, Scholes, Giggs in midfield. Scholes with the Veron typical attacking arrow. York and Cole trying to recreate 1999 up front together. Chelsea, Solskjaer, Irwin, Brown, Johnson on the bench. Leeds are worried about this now. Really worried about this. They host Middlesbrough. Deep breath. I think most of us are okay. Yeah, that should be fine for everybody, I think. Yeah, I'd say it is. Martin, Kelly and Ian Hart as attacking fullbacks. Woodgate and Radaby. Midfield four is flat. Mabry, Decor, Bakker, Kuehl. Robbie Keane in support of Mark Viduka. Keane with attacking arrow, obviously, from there on the bench. Paul Robinson, Simon Johnson, Alan Smith, Dominic Matteo, David Batty. Middlesbrough. Southgate is back in the team. Fester is back at left back. Johnston remains left midfield. Crossley, Stockdale, Southgate, Pearce, Fester. Greening on the right. Johnston on the left. Attacking arrows for each. Somerville and Windass essentially. Rickard and Boxic up front. Bradley Jones, Noel Whelan, Emerson Boyd, Nemeth and Stuart Parnaby on the bench for Borough. Leicester host Arsenal. And it's these guys with the single game fixtures I'm now extremely nervous about. Fuck Richard Rufus. I mean, seriously. Right, Leicester 4-4-2. Oh my God, what is that up front? It's Benjamin and Sturridge up front. Scowcroft plays central midfield. FPL captain tells me stats are on the way shortly. Leicester are Flowers in goal. Rowett, Elliott, Heath, Taggart at left back. Savage, Wise, Scowcroft, Jordan Stewart, the midfield four. Sturridge, Trevor Benjamin up front. Ian Walker dropped. Matt Jones, Frank Sinclair, Arnegan Laugson, Damien Delaney also dropped on the bench. Arsenal line up with Bergkamp in support of Henry. I mean, that midfield looks strong. Why don't they regularly fucking play with this? Tikhonov is only a substitute. Seaman in goal. Martin Keown plays right back. EU shall not be named is partnered by Matthew Upson, essentially. Ashley Cole at left back. Perez, Albertini, Van Bronckhorst, Lundberg, the midfield four. Bergkamp in support of Henry. Richard Wright, Tikhonov, Ray Parler, Graham Barrett, Francis Jeffers on the Arsenal bench. Liverpool is the one I'm most nervous about personally. I think they host Ipswich. And my guys start. That's good. Dudek in goal. Biscan plays at right back, which I suspected with the injuries was going to be defensive. Carragher, Hippier. Risa left back. I thought Risa was suspended maybe, no? Obviously not. He's in the team. Murphy really attacking from right midfield. Smeets are really attacking from left midfield. Berger and Gerrard essentially. Heskey and Owen up front. Robbie Fowler is not even a substitute. He's obviously really short of fitness. Luke said on his stream that he can be a moody bastard. Kirkland, Lippman and Redknapp right. Partridge on the bench for Liverpool. Ipswich have this 5-3-2 we commonly see with them away from home. Maurizio Tarico is back in the team. Serrani in goal. Tarico, McGrill, not Gardso in the team. Bramble, Horizon, Clapham, flat five, no attacking arrows. Peralta right midfield. Matt Holland central midfield. Martin Royce left midfield. Marcus Stewart and Pablo as defensive forwards on the bench. James Pullen, Jim Magill and Darren Bent. Richard Logan, Amir Carriage. To the Stadium of Light. Julio Arca plays at left back. Neil Sullivan in goal. Mid defensive four of Mills, McCartney, Tome, Arca. Mills and Arca can attack from fullback. Till, McCann, Medina, Bart, Williams in midfield 4. Phillips and Sibon continue their partnership up front. Sorensen, Haas, Bellion, Mayo, Leslanders on the bench. Villa are 4-4-2. Schmeichel in goal. Melberg, Alpine, Barry, Alan Wright in defence. Midfield 4. Stone, Boateng, Taylor, Ginola. Dublin and Balaban up front. No attacking arrows. That means Juan Pablo Angel is only a substitute again, along with Paul Merson, Darius Vassell, Thomas Hitzelsberger and Peter Enkelman. To the home of the mighty Tottenham Hotspur, where Spurs play Bolton Wanderers today. Could be a fun one, this. Spurs, as expected, except Ledley King not in the 16. I think he was due one more booking for a yellow card, I think, but Ben Thatcher plays. Davis, Poyet both do play central midfield, and there was a bit of concern on that. Keller in goal, back three, Perry, Bunjevicic, Thatcher. Ziege and Anderton as very attacking wing-backs. Davis and Poyet essentially. Salakovic attacking midfield with an attacking arrow. Sheringham the same just to the left of him. Everson to the right forward position, which means he'll be going directly up against today Colin Hooper / Colin Hendry. They complete a Bolton back three with Bruno and Gotti. Jaskalainen is in goal. Henrik Pedersen plays this week. Do you feel better, guys? Wing backs are Madison and Gardner. Nolan and Lee central midfield. Franson supports Pedersen and Wallace on the bench for Bolton. Steve Banks, Bo Hansen, Jibril Diawara, Dean Holden, Michael Ricketts. And finally, West Ham apparently are going to play like Barcelona today. So said Luke, which means they might win, but that's about it. The official account has tweeted, when you're older, your kids will ask you where you were in the Derby Triple Gameweek, and you'll be able to say, I was there. None of my fucking players played. Let's hope it's a happy story though. We are underway. Clock is ticking. Thanks as ever to my man, FPL Captain. On the graphics as usual, give my man a thumbs up and a follow. West Ham are 4-4-2. David James in goal. Back four, Breckin, Repka, Irepican, Soma. Midfield 4, Sinclair and Courtois with full attacking arrows in the wide positions. Luke said they may go off today. Lomas and Joe Cole play central midfield. Cole has an attacking arrow similar to what Paul Scholes has today. Di Canio and Canute up front. Hislop, Kitson, Defoe, Genus, Don Hutchison on the bench. And the Saints team for the second worst team in the league. Better than West Ham, obviously. He's Paul Jones in goal. Back four, Petrescu, Dodd, Lundic, Van Bridge. Midfield 4 of Tessem, Draper, Ray, Svensson. Tessem and Svensson have small attacking arrows. Paz and Beattie up front. On the bench, Neil Moss, Kevin Davis, Scott McDonald, Gary Monk, Rory Delap. That completes your team lineups. And, fucking lost that. There's two more. Probably can't see that. Does anyone really care if I go through the Norwich and Brighton teams? It's Morpay and Conley up front. One thing to say on that is I wonder if they've got it lined up as a 4-4-2 BT Sport. I wonder if it's a 4-2-2-2, which I think is Brighton's best system. Really suits them best. I don't have the stats as yet on captaincy ownership, but I'm told it will be coming soon. Fuck off BT about I've got a problem. What's wrong with you? Goal at Upton Park. And the first of the day, it's gone to West Ham. Goal scorer is Joe Cole. There's an assist for Freddie Canute. Guess none of us are sitting here too surprised if any of us watched the Champ Man stream with Luke the other day. Sorry I couldn't watch it live, Luke. But West Ham have the lead, and he did warn that they may go off today. And they have the first goal of Treble, game week 27. For those joining a little bit late, wish you the very best of luck this week. Good luck. I think, unless I got that wrong, 14 players playing now. So, could be fun this, but it might not be. Update on the Cole goal. The Hammers lead in the battle to see who is the worst team in the league. And it's a surprisingly coherent move. Sinclair lobs the ball into the box and Canute knocks it down for Cole, who hits it low past Jones. The Hammers lead. Paul Coleman says, I missed the streams when you always pointed the wrong way for captain plugs. What you don't understand is that for me to do it so you can see it, I have to point the wrong way. So to my eye line, FPL captain's up there, which means I have to keep remembering every time I do it to point the wrong way, which is why it also looks very awkward. So I'm like, oh, how do I get there? Oh, there it is. Dick Wellington saying West Ham turned into relative Barcelona. Relative. I mean, Barcelona weren't that good in 2002, so yeah, relative. Tim Lum going to open a beer called Gentle Bastard. Nice. I got these first time I'm trying these. I got my Brewdog care package from Beer Nuts. I do like a Brewdog. The guys know that. Woodwork's been hit at Filbert Street. Arsenal close to a perfect start. Van Bronckhorst puts in an excellent corner and Perez meets it with a fine header which strikes the post before rebounding out. Heath clears. Twiggy saying, what minute are you on in the Norwich game? So yeah, I'm probably going to be behind you, so I'm watching it on BT on an app. So if you want to join me and watch it at the same time, I doubt it's going to be as exciting as the last ones that I've covered, I'm afraid to say, in terms of your FPL experience. But I'm just coming up to a 3-minute mark. I will say now when I hit there. Now, that's me on 3 minutes. Avid Chavo says, Norwich v Brighton on TV. Chapman stream on the mobile. Super Saturday to look forward to. Tottenham have a penalty at White Hart Lane. Poyet sends the ball into the box for Sheringham, who is sent spooling by a reckless and Gotti challenge. Mark Horsey points straight to the spot. Stefan Selakovic steps up. He never misses, or at least not half the time. Hands up if you got Selakovic. I haven't. I should have just said hands up, shouldn't I? Patrick Lawson did a speedy free hit earlier. Only have 9 playing at the moment. Hope it comes good. FPL captain, you'll see she's put in the chat. I did see your DM, mate. Thank you very much. Stats are up. Captain, I need to speak to you about my deadline live FPL streams. We need to do something for the graphics because I can't have these pricks asking me 5 minutes who should captain. Fucking ridiculous, mate. Talk about FPL for simpletons. Goal has been scored. Selakovic goal, Sheringham assist. Come on, you Spurs. Tottenham 1, Bolton 0. This Tottenham team in 2002 was shit. But you know what? Used to make me laugh occasionally. This team don't even do that. Few happy with Selakovic goal. FPL captain passing his thanks on to Tala Nadeem for the stats. I'd like to thank you as well. Tala, thank you. Rob Reed, come on, Seller. Rob Reed saying, don't miss Son. He didn't. Adam English happy. Disable's happy. He's obviously got him carried over, presumably, from his captaincy last game week. Yes, mate. Got some ideas. I got some brilliant ideas. Just don't do it. Yeah, let's speak about it later or tomorrow, mate. I'm simple. You're doing enough work, mate. I just need something simple to sit there, I think. Keep people off my case. Right, let's have a look at some of these numbers which Talis sent over to FPL Captain. He sent over to me. Also, just personally as well, and I'm sure the patrons will agree on this as well. Just like to give a shout out to FPL Panda, Rob Chetty, who's been doing great work on the spreadsheet for our Champman Patron Champions League. Really, really appreciate the work. For the patrons who are in the chat now, the spreadsheet won't update until after all 3 games have been completed. So it'll be tomorrow afternoon sometime. Right. Okay. Let's start with ownership. Mark Viduka just under 80%. Ian Hart 77%. Shearer 68%. Selakovic 50%. Well done. 50% of owners. Wilcox 45%. Hariderson, Festa, Valakari, Seaman just over 40. Alan Johnson, the postman, still has 38. Goal for Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Scored by John Terry, assisted by Benito Carboni. Terry goal, Carboni assist. And I bet money that Luke's got John Terry as well, possibly. Dean Kiley, 34%. Mark Poon, 32%. Over 20%. Henri, Ashley Cole, Gerard, Blanc, Mercedes, Biscan, and just under 20%, but above 15%. Warren Barton, Jerry Taggart, Titus Bramble, Craig Burley, Alan Stubbs, and Jolyon Lescott. On the Tottenham goal, Selakovic makes no mistake from the penalty spot. Jaskalainen guesses the right way, but the Swede's penalty is perfect and nestles into the bottom corner. Perfect. Captaincy. Wow. No Derby player has more than 3.5% captaincy. Shearer big on 45%, very nearly. Mark Viduka just under 20%. 7% are dead on Ruud van Nistelrooy. Just under 5% on Henri. Simo Valakri, captained by 3.35% of you. 3% on Malcolm Christie. 2% on Poom and Ravanelli. Just under 2% still dead on Veron. Just over 1% on Ian Hart and Craig Burley. On the John Terry goal at the Valley, Chelsea lead. Carboni puts in a lovely outswinging corner, and John Terry rises highest to head past Dean Kiley. Not the start the double game week Charlton fans had in mind. I certainly feel better about Rufus not playing with that goal, actually. Right, most transferred in. Let's have a look, shall we? Simo Valakri, who's not in the Derby lineup, has 389 new owners. Goal, I'll cut in there at Ellen Road for Mark Viduka. Leeds 1, Middlesbrough 0. Viduka with the goal. Olivier Decour with the assist. Viduka goal, Decour assist. 1-0 to Leeds against Middlesbrough. The most owned player in the game, Mark Viduka, with just under 80% overall ownership, has returned. Hardly feels worth singing anymore, doesn't it? Right, anyway, most transferred in. Yeah, Valakri. I wonder how many people bought Valakri and Pedersen the last 2 game weeks. They're saying Valakri can still play 2 games, right? I mean, I just think that's a mass rotation with Derby, and those who are left out just won't play. I haven't got Lescott today, have I? So I've only got 13. We'll still play the next 2 games, so win some, lose some. For those defensively, was you really expecting a clean sheet today anyway? Perhaps more of a blow for the attacking players against Newcastle, maybe. Goal for Arsenal at Filbert Street. Goal scorer is Giovanni van Bronckhorst. There is no assister. Leicester 0, Arsenal 1. Van Bronckhorst with the goal. Every time I look down at Carrow Road, Norwich City seem to have the ball. But it was like that at the start of their game with Southampton the other week as well. Alan Shearer has 350 new owners. Mark Poom, 300. Wilcox, Burley have had over 150. Stubbs, Mercedes, 146 new owners each. Lescott, 125. Kieran Dyer, Warren Barton, Horatio Carbonari, Mark Viduka, Harry Kuehl, Alberto Solano, all bought by 100 or more than 100, except for Solano, who has 100 new owners. Ravanelli, Kiley, Christie, 85 or more new owners. Ian Hart is being bought still. Gary Naismith, 56 new owners. Chelsea have a second at the Valley, and defenders are in for them today. Mario Melchot, the goal scorer, assisted by Marcel Desailly. 3 of the back 4 have returned. Charlton 0, Chelsea 2. Melchot, the scorer. Desailly with the assist. Quite what they're thinking, not playing Richard Rufus. Over my head. Robbie Keane, Darryl Powell, Chris Powell, also with some new owners. 48 new owners for Richard Rufus. 44 for Steve Watson. 42 in already on Lauren Robert. Most transferred out this game week. When Sebastian Veron has lost 221 owners. Pedersen has lost 193. That must have been a frustrating hit. Alan Johnston has lost 160. Herman Haradas and 151 have stepped away. Remember, he has a suspension incoming. I think it's probably next game week, actually. On the Viduka goal at Ellen Road, cracking start for Leeds. Decor plays a neat chipped 1-2 with Maybury before playing in Viduka. It's not an easy chance, but the Australian provides a delicious chip finish past the helpless Crossley. He's on fire at the moment. Festa, Selakovic, Crossley, Stolzers have all lost more than 100 owners. And then I'll fire through the rest of these. Carboni, Biscan, York, McPhail, Boamorte, Gerrard, Owen, Hasselbank have all lost more than 70. Schmeichel, Silvestre have lost more than 50 owners. Lille and Keller have lost 50. And just under 50, Ricard, Blanc, Gardner, Serrani and John Terry have certainly lost some ownership as well. Obviously, John Terry already on the score sheet today. Chips played. This is interesting. 103 wildcards played. 108 free hits played. 100 bench boosts played. 73 triple captains played. Update on the Van Bronckhorst goal. Arsenal's early pressure plays. Henry takes a quick free kick. Matt Upson meets it with a volley which Flowers pushes away. It falls for Van Bronckhorst though, and he hammers a rebound in off the bar. The Gunners lead. The triple captains, of which, as I said, there were 73 launched. 41 of them are on Alan Shearer. 13 of them on Mark Viduka. 8 on Simo Valakari. 3 on Ravanelli. 2 on Poom. 2 on Christie. 2 on Ian Hart. 1 on Carbonari. On 1 decided they wanted to use it on Daryl Powell. Those are your ownership, captaincy / chip statistics for the game week. Brendan Davis, my non-free hit team, is killing it, for fuck's sake. On the Melchior goal at the Valley, Chelsea double their lead. Kylie saves Petit's effort from a corner. Youch tries to clear it, but it hits Desai and falls for Melchior, who is left with a simple finish. Gary McAllister has picked up a knock, but he's going to battle on. James Street has got both Desai and Melchior, Viduka triple captain and Salakovic. What a fucking start that is. Eugene McGeever, you're the guy that's normally full of information, aren't you? You're telling me that Nottingham Forest are winning at Derby. Unfortunately, I ain't got enough battery to keep up with what's happening in the Championship, I'm afraid. Talking of Championship, we've had a few requests. I'll tell you lot now because you're quite important to me. Yes, there will be a podcast this week on what is happening at Wigan Athletics. Suj is already onto the research of what's happening with that. It will be available for everyone. It will most likely be Thursday. Woodwork's been hit at Filbert Street. Leicester close to an instant equaliser. The ball ping-pongs around in the box after Savage's cross, and Sturridge pounces but sees his shot hit the bar before being cleared by Albertini. What a differential for me, ironically, an Arsenal clean sheet today would be. And I realise Leicester are probably going to be a bit better attacking now under Billy Davis. What a differential that could be. Only 75 minutes to go, James. Why did you fucking mention it so early? I'll tell you what, do us a quick one actually, just while we've got a sec. If anybody's got any ownership in this Norwich-Brighton game in FPL, can you just hammer into the chat what you've got? I don't give a crap what you've got in the rest of your teams. But just if you've got any Norwich-Brighton players, even if that includes Pookie and Cantwell, by the way, can you just hammer it in? Obviously, Pookie and Cantwell left out for Norwich today, who look to me like they're playing quite well at the moment. Graham S. Kylie, save something. The way it's going there, mate, I might be better off with Richard Rufus. Gary Shepherd saying, Suj's research is top notch, isn't it? If you like Berry, you know what I'm saying. Joe Murphy, I feel for Wigan only a year ago we were in the same position. Tell me about it. Yeah, it can't be happening. And we're looking into it in the detail because we want to get it right. But if what's being suggested, and I don't want to do the spoilers, but you really should look into it. If what's being suggested there is really going on, my God. I do not know how when I put up Sky Sports News, it's not fucking all over it every minute of the day. I don't understand it, personally. Woodwork's been hit at Anfield. Steven Gerrard hits a fantastic low shot from outside the box, but it hits the post and went behind. And then he goes close again. Sereni saving from him brilliantly. Smeetsa has gashed his leg. Yeah, it's the gashed leg. And Richie Partridge comes on to replace him. Gerrard, man, hit the woodwork last week. He's hit the woodwork again today. He's gone close again. It's got to be coming for him, isn't it? He's part of that bench boost team for me, along with Mr. Igor Biscan and Sammy Hippier. FPL Cobbler is in, and congratulations. Welcome to League One. Northampton smashing Exeter City to bit in the League Two playoff final on Monday night at Wembley. Very well done, mate. Congratulations. Not bad considering you lost the first leg of the semi-final 2-0 at home. I told you, keep the face. This is honestly true. FPL Cobbler is one of our patrons. And he was gutted after the first leg. And he said, give me some, can someone give me some hope? And I just sent a picture of my view in Amsterdam. Told you, mate. Derby 0, Newcastle 0. Good open game here. Besaidus, Christie and Kinclarty have all seen good efforts, well saved. Slightly ill-tempered edge, though. Barton, Rigger and Marcelino all in the book. Very even, bubbling along nicely. Clean sheet wipeout. God, I love the gash leg. You'll be out for about 8 weeks. I don't know if I want to say this. Disabled says, all about the gash. Luke Viersteg. On the beers yet, James? Nah, it's a bit early for me, isn't it? Joe Murphy. I hate Sky. Last year they had a countdown clock for when Bolton and Bury were going to bust. I know it was fucking disgraceful. Thousands of jobs were going to be lost. But Jim White was showing off in front of his countdown. I don't know if that was completely Jim White's choice, but it was disgraceful from Sky, whoever made that choice. And one of my single game week players who is still in my team has returned. It's a big one for me. Kevin Phillips was given Sunderland the lead against Aston Villa. Assist goes to Danny Mills. Sunderland 1, Villa 0. Phillips the scorer. Danny Mills with the assist. Near Shakhtar saying, Luke, how do we explain the Derby rotation? They've got 3 games. It's possible. Blazed over, I think from Hernandez coming in off the left-hand side. Had a spell on the right there. He's cut into the box. Good little mazy run. Runs at Dunk. Takes him on the outside. He blazes it wide. But Norwich looked the better. Every time I look down at the game, they've got the ball. Storm Legacy says we need a new chip. Gash superpowers. On the Phillips goal, Schmeichel's already saved well from Bart Williams and Phillips, but he couldn't stop this. The marksman gets a wonderful volley on Mills' cross and plants it past the Dane. Ominous start for Villa. Rob Reed sold Phillips 2 game weeks ago. He's done quite nicely for me, actually, in these 3 games I've had him for. I've been fucking relentless with him. He's getting sold. James Nelson going to be some big scores this week. Don't you know it, mate? Don't you know it? Suj is in the chat. He says, can you like the video, please, everyone? He's not really, but I just want to see if people really do down their drink at 10 to 1 in the afternoon. Henry Latinen. That last-minute hit, Phillips to Ravanelli, feels slightly bad now. Let's hope it turns out even somewhat decent. Phillips' goal is 2 bins like instantly. 2 bonus like instantly. Okay, yeah. West Ham have a penalty at Upton Park. Di Canio plays in Canute and Lundic Van gets tight to him. Canute goes down and the ref gives a penalty. It looks extremely soft and the Saints players are absolutely furious. It matters not. Trevor Sinclair to take. There's a shout for a penalty for Brighton. It's not been given, but it will certainly get looked at. Ball was played through and it looked like there might have been a pull on Trossard. Just looking at it now. Well, I'm not sure. You can't really tell from that angle. And if you're not sure, don't fucking change it. Simple as that. Game will continue. No penalty. It'll be a goal kick to Norwich. Scala says Phillips out. Oh, no. We've got a goal. Yep. Sinclair has scored the penalty at Upton Park. Sinclair has converted Freddie Canute assist. 2-0 to West Ham. Canute's second return already today, isn't it? What was I going to say? Scala. Phillips out for -4 was always going to hurt. But should be okay for Shearer over the double. No, who knows? Clean sheet wipeout. Took Stella and Phillips out. Mark. Oh my God. I got Rufus in my team. I hope he doesn't play on Wednesday. Or Wednesday or tonight, whenever it is. You know what I mean. What Shearer will do to him. Phillips, Melchior and Carboni taken out for me. Haha, says Rory. Rory, you always got a bad story. Listen, I would hate to be your other half, mate. You must be fucking depressing, mate. Everything's so negative. Yeah, Rory, do you want to go out tonight? I don't know, weather's a bit shit, isn't it, babe? Cheer the fuck up, mate. Clean sheet wipeout took Seller and Phillips out on my wild card. He laughs about it. That's the way. Tim Lum, no chance. The gentle bastard is a 6.5% bastard. Rob Reed, Saints going to get smashed. Going down with whimper. You're going down with a West Ham. I think Luke's responding to someone about Newcastle's reputation. They're worth 14, because they've been bottom 3 most of the season. Will be 12 or 13 now. I think he's explaining the fact that if Derby were going to rotate players, actually with Leeds at home next and Everton away, being an away game to finish with, that the Newcastle game was the most likely for them to be rotated. So from that, we shouldn't be hugely surprised. I am surprised generally, but not hugely surprised either. Storm Legacy, watch Canute take the week off when I get him for his double. Pep Talks respond to something with Arbitraro. Don't beg, mate. It doesn't work. We've learnt this over the last 26 weeks. Mark Dorney back from lunch. 3 goals. 2 for my single game week players. Nice. On the West Ham second goal, easy as you like. Sinclair slots the ball past Jones, who went the wrong way. If West Ham keep this up, they'll be, checks notes, still bottom of the league, but 3 points closer to safety. Luke saying bang on James. Fuck me. That's a rarity, isn't it? Storm Legacy, James was right about players not playing free and priorities and Shearer for captaincy. To be honest with you, I wouldn't give a fuck if Derby had 4 games, mate. It's still them. And I think there are some decent cheap assets there, like Lescott. Any of the midfield 3 are all okay. Burley, Powell, Valakri, if they fucking turn up. The goalkeeper's okay, Mark Poom. Christie, if you want to go for a really cheap forward. They're all okay, but would I ever captain them? Nah. But when you've got guys like Shearer and Viduka have got 1 game less, they've still got a massive double. It's even worse than the 1v2, the 2v3. You get sucked into it. Treble. Wasn't for me to be captain a Derby player, I'm afraid. Off the line at Ellen Road, so close to 2 for Leeds. Ian Hart puts in a lovely cross. And then Alan Maybe, goal for Brighton at Carrow Road. I'll cut in there. Goal scorer is Trossard. I think the assist will be Moyes. Back to Ellen Road, so close to 2 for Leeds. Ian Hart puts in a lovely cross. Alan Mabry meets it with his head. It beats Crossley, but Southgate is perfectly positioned to hook it away from the goal line. Borough looking to attack a little more now. So Moy makes a good run down the right. Lewis is tracking him, can't get back to him. Trossard runs across the front of Godfrey. Godfrey instantly puts his hands on his head because he knows what the issue is. Blackburn have scored against Everton in Champman FPL. Matt Jansen is the goal scorer. Trossard has finished it very well, in fairness. Krul's got absolutely no chance. It's a decent goal from Brighton's perspective. It's the sort of goal that we expect to see scored against Norwich City. Jansen goal, no assister on that. Blackburn 1, Everton 0 at Ewood Park. Everton double game week purchases. It's gone against you so far on this. Luke and Andy are having a chat about what time they're going to do the stream tomorrow. I felt Luke's pain doing the chat man stream so early in the morning. He looked like he just got back in from clubbing. I didn't do any sims because, well, frankly, I didn't get in till 3 hours ago. Goal at the Stadium of Light. Kevin Phillips is not involved. Emerson Tome is the goal scorer. And the assist goes to Julio Arca. Sunderland 2, Villa 0. How many of you think Arca is a great shout and just binned him out for a derby doubler? So predictable. Tome goal, Arca assist, Sunderland 2, Villa 0. Gary Shepherd, cruel clean sheet wipeout, needing to save a penalty. Wow. Do you know what? I asked earlier for Norwich Brighton assets, didn't I? Did anybody say anything? Just going to go and look back through it now. Patrick Lewison was saying, don't have any yet, but very likely to do Dominic Carrington's Connolly next week. That was about it. Update on the Emerson Tome goal. 2-0 before 30 minutes. Till takes a short corner to Arca and his cross is perfect. Finding Tome in space at the far post. The Brazilian heads it past Schmeichel with ease. Luke says, work until like 1 a.m, you cheeky bastard. Yeah, I know that, Luke, because you said it. But then what did you do from 1 a.m. till 6 a.m, mate? Got paid for working, didn't you? Or, you know. We all love you, Luke. You know we do, mate. Gary Shepherd at Brad. I went Trossard, triple captain. Stop talking nonsense, Gary. Chance on the edge of the box here for Norwich. Tetty strikes, and I'm going to be honest with you, he struck it like he's a fucking park footballer. It's been cleared eventually by Moy. Goal at Ellen Road again for Mark Viduka. Sister is Jonathan Woodgate. Saw a few talking about him as a great budget option for the double at 4.5 million. Viduka goal. Woodgate with the assist. Leeds 2, Borough 0. Viduka's got them both. Gary Shepherd, Crawl is on my bench boost. Have Pope 2. Adam English, we all scrolled about Norwich Brighton players, James. Scroll up. But I didn't see fucking anyone say anything other than someone said they wanted to get Connolly. Oh, we are. There's a few, actually. Fairness. Anurag said Connolly owner, but on my first sub. You'll probably get him then, mate. Andrew Martin's got Duda. Nish Actor says, can't will on the bench. 2 words. Adam English, Connolly is starting. DJ Music Case got Connolly, Bradley Parker, Lamptey. Gary Shepherd, as he said, Tim Krul on his bench boost. Nish Actor's got Cantwell. Alex Tyke, just Pookie, second on the bench though. That's fine. Cole JB got Pookie and Cantwell on the bench. I did that once. And it returned 15 fucking points, by the way, mate. Morpet's second sub before goes fines for Storm Legacy. Pep Talk said, no Brighton, no Norwich, no interest in the Premier League game. All in on Champ Man. FBL Blade, earlier here in States, happy 4th to all ye Yanks. Yeah, happy Independence Day. To the guys watching from America, it is an early one for you. If you're watching it later, still happy Independence Day. If you're late, you can like the video afterwards. The guys in the chat should be doing it now, but shit happens. I ain't got as many viewers today. They're all watching this thriller between Norwich and Brighton, which I told you all would be a very good game. Right, let's get back up to date. Substitution at Filbert Street. There'll be some fears over these ones today, I'm absolutely sure. Leicester make a change. Dean Sturridge, who went so close to scoring, is replaced by Damien Delaney. Not too much action here. You can't add nothing else. Presumably, it's tactical. Means Scowcroft going back up front at a fault. Delaney will probably go and play in midfield. Excuse me. Patrick Lawson, 3 hit going well then. 2 returns from Viduka, who's in my regular team anyway. That's all right, mate. Scala says, Viduka captain, hat-trick, then a blank versus my Derby triple defence would be great. When the top goal scorers spins back round, have a look at how clear Viduka is now. I think he's 4 clear, you know. Ooh. This is not going to be good. It's another substitution. At the Valley. More bad news for Charlton in what's been a disastrous half so far. Jason Wilcox has a stubbed toe. No, really. And is stretchered off with his stubbed toe. John Sadako is on in his place. That stubbing looks severe enough to keep him out of midweek. Jason Wilcox game week is likely over with a 1-pointer. FPL Corf says, good luck in your Wolfpack FA Cup tie, James. If you make the final, expect a full suit and flower for the stream. You'd be fucking stupid, mate. It's going to be like 3 o'clock next Saturday, probably. It's going to be blazing hot. I might do it topless. Don't worry, I wouldn't do that. FPL Feral, currently at work on my break. Mate just asked me, what am I watching? Should have just replied and went, soccer fucking Saturday, mate. Jason Wilcox owners, let's hear your pain. The pain stories are so much better than the happy stories. Where's Rory? Oh, Rory says, haha, what the fuck? I'm guessing you haven't got Wilcox then. Billy Hadaway is predicting Wilcox will be on 4% fitness with a stub toe. Hernandez is just fired wide. He's a tricky little player, actually. Because he really lacks on composure and end product. James Nelson, at least most people will suffer with that. I ain't got Wilcox. I don't give a shit. Ram, not Wilcox, will be out for the season, I presume. Out for the season with his stub toe. Goal at Craven Cottage. And in this game week, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. Dwight York has scored again. Assist goes to Paul Scholes. Fulham 0, Manchester United 1. York none in 25 game weeks. 2 in 2 is the goal scorer. Assist for Paul Scholes. Fulham 0, Manchester United 1. I'm very surprised, actually. I mean, I'm not saying people didn't, but if I'd have been free hitting this week, I'd have definitely be looking at some Man United attacking talent. And I think York Cole would have been perfect for this game week to go with, like, Viduka Shearer. I mean, I've got Phillips goal, so I'm certainly not complaining. But I would have strongly considered that. Think of all them hat-tricks been scored against Fulham at Craven Cottage. You got no fucking goalkeeper either, have they? Was Van der Sar back today? I don't think he is. Gary Robinson scenes here, finally. Talon Nadine's goals. He scores when he wants. He scores when he wants. Dwight York. He scores when he wants. Scholes plays a nice ball into York. And the prolific Trinidadian beats Corrigan and Malbrandt before curling a lovely finish past Van der Sar. Obviously, he's back in the Fulham goal. Excellent stuff. That's 2 in 2 or 21, whichever you prefer for Dwight. I mean, I wouldn't regret going Christie over York, right? You've still got 2 bloody games to go. Just would have potentially considered that. And to be fair, a move for Christie might well have facilitated for 3 years, perhaps a Paul Scholes or a Ryan Giggs, for example. I certainly would have been looking at something. FPL captain saying, bought Scholes in this week, had to have some cover. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the one that I feared the most, more than double game week players, having no Manchester United coverage in mine. Pet Talk, at the Storm Legacy Lego, that bloody hurts when you do that. Oh my God. Thing when you're carrying a baby and you're walking with them, you don't look at what you're doing. Fucking hell. And it's so true. You never know. You always hear a story of parents saying, oh, you stand on the Lego or you stand on a toy or something. You think, fuck off, look where you're going. No, I can tell you it's absolutely a real thing. It happens to me every day. Almost without fail. Graham S. Nah, no regrets. Malcolm, good lad. Tanner thinks York can go and win the Golden Boot. Patrick Lawson considered York but went Henry instead. But if you got Henry prepped for the potential double next week, I absolutely don't mind that as a move. penalty appeal to tell you about. Spurs have been doing most of the pressing here at White Hart Lane, but their finishing has been poor. However, this perhaps should have been a penalty to Bolton. Bunjevcevic, big chance for Bolton, it's cleared. Bunjevcevic appeared to wipe Nolan out in the box, but Horsey says no penalty. Controversial. A lovely cross from Moy to the back post. And Trossard just took a heavy touch on his left foot. Then tried to make out he was laying it off to his mate. He wasn't. He just took a bad fucking touch. And it was cleared. I do have some sympathy for Norwich that they've not had these very good home fixtures in front of the crowd. I think it's been worse for them than anyone. Genuinely. I think they've had it worse. We look at the home fixtures they would have had left. Southampton, Everton, Blackburn. I think they've still got West Ham at home. And something else which is quite ropey as well. Where you potentially would have fancied them. Substitution at Upton Park. Steve Lomas is injured. And Hutchison comes on in his place. Moments ago, Burnley's the other Norwich game. Moments ago, Southampton came close to getting back on the score sheet. Tessema's miscued cross floating over the keeper and bouncing off the bar. Pep talk, is the Arsenal double guaranteed or could it still go? No, it could still go. I believe that's dependent on Arsenal and Chelsea. If they draw in the FA Cup, then it will go. That's my understanding. And the guys will obviously reveal that on their stream tomorrow night. Looks like it's going to be, just judging by the fact that we're talking to each other, probably Luke and Andy. There's a booking for Norwich's Jamal Lewis for a foul on Lamptey. Don't think you can have too many complaints. It wasn't particularly reckless or overly aggressive, but he stepped across his run as he's getting past him. Substitution. Oh my God, this isn't the week you wanted this. But breathe. Villa shake things up and they need to. Alan Wright is replaced by Juan Pablo Angel. Fair to call that an attacking move. Sibon and Phillips have both gone close and Villa look lost. Dion Dublin has been booked. I wouldn't be surprised off that if Dion Dublin's actually gone back to centre half, possibly. That could be the solution there. Good counter here for Brighton. Chance to play Lamptey in. Or I wouldn't have taken the touch. And Maupay kind of accuses it in the end. It wasn't great pass from Maupay into Lamptey. He was overlapping on the right because the ball's... Lamptey has to check his run a little bit. And I think that's what makes him take a touch. Whereas if it had been in front of him, you can then take a touch in front of him and then drill it in low or just hit the thing first time. It wasn't a great pass from Maupay to the young boy. But yeah, since the goal, Brighton have been the better side. I enjoy them. I think they're a good team, actually. And they win this, they're safe. Arsenal's double will happen if Arsenal v Chelsea in the FA Cup tie isn't a draw. Confirms Andrew Martin. Gary Robinson is my captain and said the same above as well. Oh my God, it never ends. Substitution. At Craven Cottage. Blow for United as Andy Cole pulls up with a little muscle tweak. As you do. Ollie Solskjaer on in his place. A fairly quiet game here. United probably deserved their lead. Corrigan and Chadwick have been but Everton have an equaliser at Ewood Park. Goal scorer is probably one Everton player you probably haven't considered. It's Thomas Radzinski with the goal. There's no assister on that. Radzinski goal, no assister. Blackburn 1, Everton 1. Avitravo, scenes when the double is called off and then Henry doesn't even play in that game week. I don't know how people are going to go to him. It's just a single with respect to the fixture. He's burnt too much, hasn't he? Yeah, Brighton are really getting control of this game at Norwich now. Patrick Lawson still had bench boost and free hit to use in FPL. No idea when I'll use them. Best advice I can give you is use that bench boost soon. It's very difficult for me to comment without looking at your team in terms of what's on their bench. But that's what you really want where you want to look at it and go, right, what's the worst 4 I've got? When's the best schedule for them? Because I presume that it's the case for most people now as we're towards the end of the season. You're not going to fuck about moving from 4.7 mids to 4.5 mids, are you? Who's the worst 4 players that you've got in the squad would regularly be your subs? When's the best week for them? That's when I'd use it. And that's going to be different for everybody's circumstance. For example, the patrons will know following my South team, like it's a disaster. But actually, just looking at it, it's probably this coming game week. Actually, it's a very rare case because I've stuffed with loads of players from the London teams. Actually, this game week probably is about the best. That's going to be different for everybody's circumstance. On the free hit, that's the only one I've got left. My intention is to use that currently in game week 38. It's a very simple reason for that. I've got Treble Manchester United, Treble Wolves. They've both got potentially very difficult fixtures on the final day of the season. I'll free hit to probably not use them. I may still use a Fernandez or a Jimenez or whatever, but that's the current plan. I know the problems and the potential for carnage in game week 38. I don't think that's particularly any different to any given game week at the moment. So that's my strategy. But I may change that. If I suddenly walk into problems where I get 3-4 injuries, and I've got guys that are out for they're doubtful for 4 or 5 days, I might just pull it. I wouldn't hesitate. On the Radzinski equaliser, Everton equalised. Naismith sends in a cross which Moore connects with well. Kelly saves it, but Radzinski is on hand to tap home. Gary Naismith and Thomas Gravison have both gone in the book for robust challenges. Clean sheet, wipeout. At the Stadium of Light, Dion Dublin, if he's playing at centre-half, would have just scored from a corner, I presume. Sunderland 2, Aston Villa 1. Dion Dublin is the scorer. Could be that he's playing up front and Villa have gone mental for it. Aaron Webb really seems to be on the ball a lot for Brighton over this last 10 minutes. Biddy Hadaway, I think there's a possibility of Man United triple at the end of the season, right? Very, very unlikely in my opinion, Billy, because they've gone out of the FA Cup. Very unlikely. My current thinking would be a triple captain for this. Van Nistelrooy, Ipswich and Bolton away. It's probably my thinking at the moment. Villa absolutely do not deserve this, but they're back in it on the stroke of half-time. Balaban hit a speculative effort from range. Sullivan spilled it out, and Dublin made no mistake with a rebound, firing hard past Sullivan. Lots of rebounds today. Obviously, it's no assister on that Dion Dublin goal, and by the sounds of that, he's still playing up front. So maybe Villa just completely changed to 3 up front. I'm sure Luke will detail for us tomorrow what's happened now. Let's say they're somewhat fortuitous to be a little bit back in it. Slant shot. Well, I don't know why I've never thought of this. Don't worry, I just talking to myself. It happens in old age. Bradley Parker Moyes is a really good player. Always seems to be the Australian Iniesta against us. He was brilliant when Huddersfield won at Molineux last season. It seems remarkable to think Huddersfield beat Wolves twice last season. But at the game at Molineux was terrific. Chance for Norwich here for Hernandez. Deflected. Drops nicely into Ryan's arms. Quite well worked from Norwich in the build-up. Half time in Champman FPL. And the game week is 1/16th. 1/16th? What are you talking about, James? 1/6 done. Plenty more to come yet. Blackburn 1, Everton 1. Chelsea 2 up at Charlton. Charlton with no Rufus despite having the rest of their defence at the African nations. Derby and Newcastle remains goalless. Who predicted that one? Manchester United lead at Fulham. Dwight York on the score sheet. Mark Viduka has a pair for Leeds at home to Middlesbrough. Arsenal, lead at Leicester through Giovanni Van Bronckhorst's goal. Liverpool and Ipswich remains 0-0. Sunderland lead Aston Villa 2-1. Kevin Phillips amongst the scorers. Also an assist there for Julio Arca. Tottenham lead Bolton through the early Stefan Selakovic penalty. And West Ham also have had a penalty in their game against Southampton. scored very early. They lead Southampton 2-0. There's been a return in there for Joe Cole and a couple of attacking returns for Freddie Canute. Right, so Norwich and Brighton is in about the final 45 seconds of added time. Champman is obviously half time. The floor is yours, guys, whether you want to talk Champman, FPL, whatever you like. Hammer it into the chat. Let's talk football. Brian Yulwo, I have Ryan in goal. Just remembered, thought I had no interest in this game. You obviously haven't had any interest in this game because you watched the whole half and just realised, mate. Storm Legacy. When I saw Hernandez versus Liverpool in the first game of the season, I was sure he was going to be a player. Didn't turn out that way. Clean sheet wipeouts praying for a far better second half. I presume that's in Champman. Pep talk. This is an interesting point. Responding to a message from James Nelson. Change of formation for Newcastle has really helped since the restart in Premier League. More attacking actually suits them. Do you know what? Attacking suits most teams, by the way. Also makes them a little less attractive defensively, it's worth saying. Oh, Luke, really the fuck. Confident on Spurs to win on Monday night. Alright. Yeah, I think we'll win Monday night. Yeah. Doesn't fucking matter. It's irrelevant. But yeah, I think we'll win Monday. Yes, like I don't know what else to say on it, really. Anybody who's heard the podcast yesterday, you'll end up with a 10-minute rant. I've said my piece. I said everything that needs to be said. I got nothing to add on it, really. Brian, I don't have BT Sports, so not watching. That's a fair point. Dodgy stream, mate. Never heard of that. Aritravo, Viduka, Brace, Seligo and Arca assist so far. Thumbs up. Ash, chance of game 38 early team news for our free hits. It is the thing, right? Yeah. By the way, you know what's going to happen game week 38? And watch all the fucking lemons fuck things up. There's going to be so many fake links. Because that's the hero day to do it. Game week 38. Same as the shit you saw for game week 30. If you do not trust or know the source, do not believe a single thing that you read. I have Rockstar, people in my Slack channel will verify leaks, etc. on our Patreon, and I will trust those guys. I ain't going to listen to another little piece of information that I hear. By the way, after the whole Aguero thing, game week 30, I ain't dropping anything I get outside of our Slack channel, and I'm very unlikely to get anything myself. Yeah, but what are you going to do? Right, yes, I'm going to free hit game week 38, but I'm going to pick a team, and I'm going to be prepared to move around Manchester City assets. That's it. Anything else that happens, it can fucking stay. It's going to be too late in the day, in my opinion. So, yeah, we'll see when we get there. I see no reason why, United would rest. I mean, United got a tough game. So I'm probably going to be looking at sort of like City, Arsenal. I should think Arsenal got Watford final day, I think. Might even look at West Ham against Villa. There's a few teams I'd be interested in. But City's the main one. I may well even keep the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Jimenez. To be honest with you, if I didn't have the free hit, I wouldn't be that bothered. Which is really interesting because in 2 wildcards this year that I didn't really want to use. I ended up using the wildcard because I took the second time because I ended up taking advantage, obviously, of the unlimited to then go into that and get straight back off it. But otherwise, it was just going to be something to build for a bench boost. I used the first one because I had to in game week 19. I didn't really hate what I had. I just ended up with a bad rank because I triple captained the wrong fucking player in the Liverpool double game week. Simple as that. But the rank's a lot better now. FPL Blade, sold Phillips instead of Pedersen. Big mistake. Luke Poyes, hate fake links. Honestly, the worst. Yeah, but it's how people will very quickly just build up a couple of 100 followers, right? Stupid stuff. Mark Dorney, deciding your Sky FF changes this week. Yes, Mark, I have. A little bit of a spoiler. And apologies for probably the majority of you are not playing Sky. Although for all of you in the UK, you should be playing it next year. I keep saying it every week to you. I'm now not buying Jared Bowen tomorrow. One of the first messages I got when I received the fixtures was, great news for Bowen, West Ham and Watford fixture moving to the Friday night. A lot worse for me. A lot worse. Because my intention was to sell Bowen and Sarr immediately, assuming the game would be the Tuesday on the Wednesday night. So it's bad for me. Therefore, I'm just going to carry Ismaila Sarr through as my coverage. I do want Jared Bowen, but I don't think it's worth it. And it also means with Wolves now playing on the Monday in game week 37, I wouldn't have had a captaincy coverage for the 16s playing that day. So it just means I'm not going Bowen. Adama Traore can stay, and it actually means I've got an extra million to play around with. So that's fine. I'm still going Mahrez tomorrow. The Chelsea problem on the Tuesday, I'm not intending to make another transfer until that game. The Chelsea problem, I will see the team, and my intention right now is to buy Abraham or Giroud, and I'm going to literally sell them the next day for a Manchester City player. That's my plan, but my current thoughts at the moment is probably to sacrifice VVD before they play Arsenal on the Wednesday. It's a kind of a difficult run-in for Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle. I wouldn't see that as 3 consecutive clean sheets, for example. And they're actually games that you might not even pick up the passing tier as much. Certainly Newcastle final day. But it could be that Trent might outscore VVD over that last 3. But I'll decide when I get there. Anyway, sacrifice one of them, buy the Chelsea player for the Tuesday game, and then immediately sell back to Manchester City, and we'll have the team news for their Wednesday against Bournemouth. And that will leave me with 4 transfers left. And my intention is to use all of them on 4 more Manchester City assets when they play Watford the following Tuesday. As it stands now, I could be ending the final day of the season with 6 or 7 Manchester City players. That's my new strategy. That's where I'm at. Obviously, I can build into injuries and suspensions into the contingency of that because I'd just be buying 1 less Man City player, for example. I've seen a lot of talk. I know Luke obviously did a stream with Joe. I watched that the other day on Scout. Really good. I know you guys, Joe particularly, was talking about hammering into City on the last day once you see the team. I mean, why not hammer into them and take the extra advantage of the Watford game as well? And you'll know the Watford team in advance. What if you can get 2 games out of these guys? 5-day break between Watford and Norwich. So that's far more my thinking at the moment. Mark, Billy Hadaway, Viduka was a great ability, was very temperamental. Storm Legacy, since Project Restart, does rank matter? Yeah, a lot more, because mine was fucking awful. At least it's mildly respectable now. Mark Doon is saying going to go Antonio, but probably not this week, though. You need to look further ahead to... Yeah, I really did want Jared Bowen, I must be honest. But those who listen to the Sky podcast on Wednesday will know I said good things about him, but just don't quite think it's worth it. Rory, you think Aurea starts the remaining games? Rory, why go for a piss? I want you to think about this. Does it even fucking matter? To answer the question, Rory, yes, he'll probably play all the games. I'm sick of talking about Spurs now. I need some time off. Do you know what? I'm going to enjoy the next 48 hours of my life because I'm not going to have to watch them. I realize I have a choice. I have a choice not to watch them. But yeah, I think anybody who listens to yesterday podcast knows I am fucking vexed with them. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Storm Legacy. Thing about Antonio's his hamstring. He runs at everything, so I'll go with Bowen. Storm Legacy saying Allaire potentially. I know Suj wants him back in the team, but I think the way it worked for them on the counter the other night might not go that way. Yeah, I'm planned, Luke. And the thing is that the plan to so many City at the end means it can move, right? I stayed up, as you know, Luke likes a late night, so do I. I stayed up very late looking at it again last night. Gary Shepherd, Pep took 17 goals in the 2000 season and 2002. He had 20. I don't know what that's about, but I'm gonna take the stab at Phillips. Storm Legacy, Gary Robinson, cool. You saw that. Thought we lost in the flood. Yeah, it's sad that Ruud van Nistelrooy isn't there. What's happening with Ruud? Well, he's not in the team. This game's better without Ruud van Nistelrooy in it. Stuck on 95. Or he's stuck on 91. Don't know what you guys are talking about. Gary Shepherd wanted the piss break graphic. Sorry, guys, I had to go. Do you know what? I thought I'd better just take advantage before the second half starts. Mark Dorney, don't fancy any other West Ham, though, is the issue. Yeah, we'll on Wednesday, we'll do some analysis again in terms of perhaps when to go back in for West Ham. I think if you've got no West Ham or Watford, I'd be more inclined to go for Bowen this week. I'd definitely pick him over Antonio for Sky. Storm Legacy, reckon Vardy gets in the 100 club this season. 1 goal to go. I'd say so. Joe Finney Bad, I'm still going just into Bowen tomorrow. Don't fancy Leicester after the Palace game. Might go Sarr to Foden on Wednesday, providing he starts. Yeah, all good. Storm Legacy, so much to go back to Vardy for Aubameyang. We've got a few Sky players in here, haven't we? Love the Sky Slack channel. It's probably my favourite on the Slack channel. The guys' ideas and stuff are really good on our Patreon. Mark Dorney, interesting. I have Soyuncu's solid decision, Joe. Soyuncu's going nowhere, mate. Even the other night against Everton, he's picking up the passing tiers and stuff, isn't he? Gary Shepherd, you'll get to enjoy Arsenal losing in a few hours, James. Fucking hope so. It was you I was messaging earlier. Because I wrote an article for my advanced tier patrons last night on Spurs a little bit, and also a little bit leading into Bury and Wigan as well, in terms of feeling as a fan. And Gary messaged me and he said, thanks for the article and that. And I said, Gary, I'm just really pleased that I can support you today. Because to be honest, if Spurs had won today, on Thursday, I wouldn't have been bothered if Arsenal got something today. I don't think like that. I don't hate them that much. I'm more bothered about what Spurs do. But obviously now I know that we ain't finishing top 6 for definite. Then, yeah, I hope we'll smash them to fucking bits. We ain't catching them anyway. Adam English, Mourinho said he's working with Skip and Sissoko to play at right back when asked about only having Aurier to play there. I'd said on a few that Sissoko is the hidden protection for Aurier, so I wouldn't be particularly surprised to see that. Second half underway in chat, man. What do you want to see happen? Gary was saying best players not to reach 100 club is what we're talking about. Van Nistelrooy. Drogba falls short as well. Feels like he might have been one that was just short. I think, was Yakubu one that was just short? I'm not comparing to the other. I'm just trying to remember who was on about 90 odd goals. Gary Shepherd, not Phillips. We were discussing Viduka. He wasn't in top 10 goal scorers. No 102. Guess he was injured, quite possibly. No pros, Mark Dorney. Bradtrick Lawson, do we think Brighton will win the second half? Yeah, I think possibly they'll win this by more now. Mac, man. You know what? I should never ask you lot to comment on what you want to see in the second half because it just comes across as begging and then shit ain't going to happen. Like Ram says, personally, I want any of my free hit players to do anything. That's it. None of them are doing anything, mate. Brian Newell, what has happened to Foyt? Is he injured? He's never going to be a Mourinho type player as a footballer. I like Wan. Needs working on his physical attributes, etc. And he overdoes it at times. But he's a good footballer. Fuck me, he's the only defender we've got who could actually step out from defence and play with the ball. I don't know. I wouldn't complain if he was in the team for the rest of the season. Throw him in. I'd throw him in. I'd throw Sessegnon in. Start thinking about the future. Adam English needs a sheer return before his hat-trick tonight. Max Androgba had 104 goals in Premier League. Okay, he was close-ish. United have a second at Fulham. Goal scorer is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And Paul Scholes is at the assist double. Solskjaer goal, Paul Scholes assist. 2 assists for Scholes. Fulham 0, Manchester United 2. Yeah, Daryl, you've just been fucking blocked, mate. I wouldn't bother commenting again because I won't see your comments. Bradley Parker, I think he got like 86 league goals before leaving. I'm so behind on this chat. Storm Legacy, I don't think Ronaldo was ever going to get into 100 club. Yeah, Mark, yeah, tell me about it. Mac, James, one striker for the rest of the season. Who would be your pick? In this or FPL? In this, Van Nistelrooy, standard. I don't care. If I had to go dead now, I'd still buy him early. In FPL, Jimenez, personally. Possibly influenced by the fact I'm massively up on him. I just think he's great. He'll get the 1 goal in any given game week. I've learnt now that he's never leave out and never captain. But he's great. Just does the job on the tin. If Wolves score, he's liable to be in and around it. On the Solskjaer goal at Craven Cottage, United double their lead. Scholes is again the creator, picking out Solskjaer in acres of space. Babyface assassin makes no mistake and slots the ball past Van der Sar. Going to be tough for Fulham now. Salah's happy with that. Scholesy return again. Yeah, Pep Talk, that comment is spot on. It doesn't need any additional comment from me. Rory saying fair play, Scholes owners, clapping hands. Good. Nice man. Storm Legacy, will Troy Parrott ever get shot in the team? Troy Parrott. Goal at the Stadium of Light. Super Kevin Phillips is in the goals again. Assist for George McCartney. Phillips goal, McCartney assist. Phillips' goals today have both been assisted by Mills and McCartney, I believe. How interesting. Phillips has got a double. Sunderland lead Villa by 3 goals to 1. Mac, you benching Jimenez this week against Arsenal? I don't know what to say to that. Oh, that's tame. Gary Shepherd would still love to see yours and such as joint champ man FPL squad at some stage. Yeah, we're always up for shit. You know that, Gary. Bradley's acting with a Phillips goal. Neil Murray almost sold for Rab. Mr. Neil Murray, you got a DM from me, pal, that is waiting on a response, by the way. West Ham have a third against Southampton. Canute has 3 attacking returns for the day now. He scored this one. Assist for Courtois. And Luke did warn on his stream for those listening that ahead of a potential game week 28 double, that West Ham's wide players would go off. And forgive me, I can't remember who it was, but someone said in the chat, like a bit of Canute actually. So West Ham now leads Southampton 3-0. Canute goal, Courtois with the assist. Chance here for Connolly actually. Steps inside, blocked. And I think Max Aarons will clear. But not very well. Moyes picks it up. And he's been fouled. Brighton will have a free kick. They'll send the big man up for that. It's in a wide position. On the Canute goal, the Hammers cruising to an improved 20 place. Courtois crosses for Canute, who rises highest before heading past Jones. Shame everyone sold him 20 weeks ago. Davis and McDonald are on for Draper and Troll Svensson. Joe Cole has been booked. Nice beers, these. Rory, madman. That's a great fixture for him. I mean, yeah. I think it'd be a draw actually later. I think Arsenal's shifting formation to 3-4-3. That's inches wide for Brighton. Off of Webster's head, I think. Well, actually, no, it's probably Dan Burn, actually. It'd be interesting if they stick with that. I think Arsenal from here will... I still think Arsenal or Tottenham will finish 7th, actually. Arsenal have got the more difficult running, but I'm quite interested with the shift of formation. I think it's better suited for them, actually. I think they might give Wolves some problems today. I don't think they'll beat Wolves, but I don't think it's a stick-on Wolves win, actually. Fucking hell, imagine going back a couple of years and telling yourself that you think Arsenal might get a draw at Wolves. Unbelievable. Substitution at Ellen Road. Borough bring Noel Whelan on for Hamilton Rickard as they look to get back into the game. The Colombian's just seen a shot well saved, and Viduka's also gone very close to a hat-trick. Gianluca Festa has been put. You almost had me reaching for my phone there, Rory, but it's not time yet, is it? But I will go through the team news for the 3 PMs once I have them in 20 minutes. Yes, absolutely. There's been a goal at Anfield. Goal scorer is Michael Owen. Assist for Danny Murphy. Liverpool 1, Ipswich 0. Owen with the goal. Danny Murphy with the assist. Brian, you've seen a few teams with double Wolves defence today, which is interesting. There's a lot of chat about it in, my stream that I did earlier. Lots asking, should I go double Wolves or a Burnley, for example, or Sheffield United to go with Wolves? And yeah, interesting one. But they're so reliable defensively, Wolves. They really are. You never feel like any of their games are going to be particularly high scoring. I think the only goals they've conceded since Bolly come back in the team at end of January, remarkably, were 2 Spurs goals. And that day they did score a few because they ended up going behind and won 3-2. Another team that's now winning away from home is Newcastle United at Pride Park. Massive goal for the returning Alberto Solano. And I forget who it was, but someone was in my DMs asking me, Warren Barton or someone. And I'm really pleased now that I said Warren Barton because he's got the assist. Derby 0, Newcastle 1. Solano with the goal. Warren Barton with the assist. 3.5 minutes till the 60-minute mark. How's your as we await some inevitable substitution news? Brighton have a corner. It's cleared out to Basuma and it'll be cleared again. Ashane Solano. Yeah, if I'd have gone to -8, it was more likely for me than a Derby player because I'd just be happy having him back in my squad. But kind of thinking Dyer down to Solano is probably where I'm heading. It's just, Kieran Dyer's done great for me. It's just worth the little saving of money, to be honest. At some point, I think that'll happen. If I wildcard, that's the way I'll go. Oh my God, there's shitloads of tweets. Right, on the Solano goal. Newcastle find a way past. Boom. Besadas picks out Barton, who swings in a lovely near post cross. Solano runs onto it perfectly and powers his header home. Changes now. Shula Amiubi is on for Danny Calamatri. O'Neill and Christie have been replaced by Bragstad and Strupar. It's a 1-pointer so far this game week for Malcolm Christie. He's gone off. Woodwork's been hit twice at White Hart Lane. Spurs really pressing, but they can't score. Jaskalainen saved brilliantly from Everson before the Norwegian hit the bar from an Anderton cross. A minute later, Sheringham shot cannon back off the bar. Sherwood has come on for Simon Davis. 1-pointer in for Sherwood. Shit, the battery's going to die on this other fucking phone now as well. On the Owen goal at Anfield, absolutely brilliant strike by Michael Owen. He collects Murphy's pass before beating Haridason and Bramble and firing a ferocious left-footed strike past Sereni. Berger has been put. Litmanen is now coming on for Emil Heskey. Thank you very much for your response, Mr. Neil Murray. Fred Ronaldinho, I shall respond to you a little later today. Thank you, mate. Eritravo, good that it's not Shearer, but that's not what everybody else is thinking, is it? Neerschatz, great goal with Solano and 0 Derby players. FPL captain Barton is ticking along, 6th assist for him now. The problem with them is, and I think this is more the case now that their players are back fit, they'll rotate in them full-back positions again. And the reason I think behind that, and I don't know if Luke would have any thoughts on this tomorrow if he's still watching, during the early part of the season, when they were all fit, it felt like they constantly rotated the fullbacks. And the reason for that, I think, is, except when they wanted to make rash rotation because they were playing Rep 12 teams or whatever, was you look at that midfield four now, I commented on it at the start, it's so much stronger. That's clearly the best midfield four. Once Court's fit with Shearer up front, they're then a lock as well, basically. So it's in defence where the rotation will be. So just be a little bit conscious of that, that's all. But yeah, he's doing well. Struck on the edge of the area. Blocked by Brighton. Couldn't see who had the strike, actually. Norwich trying to step the tempo up a little bit, though. Gary Robinson, what age is Sheringham? Don't ask, Serge. Oh, my God. That's one for the patrons. If you've not done the quiz this week, you need to hear some of Serge's answers. One of his answers is Teddy Sheringham, right? This was a quiz about 2010. Guy is a fucking genius. I've missed the goal of it. That's because I had to go through all the hundreds of tweets. Everton have conceded. Nobody wanted to see that anyway, did they? Blackburn lead Everton 2-1. Goal scorer is David Wetherill, and there's an assist for 2 guy. Blackburn 2, Everton 1. Wetherill with the goal, assist for 2 guy. There's loads going on here. Fucking hell, can you spread out the tweets a bit more? I feel like I had nothing for 10 minutes. On the Wetherill goal, Blackburn have been pressing hard second half, and they get the lead they need. Breakthrough comes from a corner as Wetherill out jumps Stubbs to head home. 2 guys corner. Everton look to attack now. Substitution at the Valley. Change for Chelsea before 60 minutes. Leon Knight is on for Gianfranco Zola. Literally nothing has happened here in the second half yet. From Filbert Street, substitutions. Couple more changes before 60 minutes. Lundberg comes off for Tikhonov, while Leicester bring on Sinclair for Rowett. Gunlagson is going to replace Scowcroft, but that will be after 60 minutes. We're in the future now. 14% on my shit old mobile phone. Do you think it will last 33 minutes for the rest of Norwich and Brighton? He's done me over by a kipper. Those who've been here from the start, right? I was charging my phone from the start and I was on about 36%. I'm on 52%. This fucking child ate a chunk out of this thing. I love him. Craig Kemp, getting Wetherill in as part of my -8 for Hencho. That's a really interesting one. Like that sort of move, just for the basis that it's different. Joe saying, need to get through some of the patron quizzes when I get the time. The beauty of the patron quizzes, Joe, is you can go back and listen to them whenever you want, mate. They're not going to be quizzes to affect your game week. I mean, we do occasionally talk about things that are going to be relevant to the present, but the actual quiz themselves, you can always jump through it. They'll stay there, won't go out of date, mate. Andrew Martin pointing out, obviously, Michael Christie started at 88%. Not surprised he went off early. Billy Hadaway just come back to see a free hit return from Solano. Shame I've got Carboni, Sella, Arca and Owen in my non-free hit team. Well, it happens. Owen has scored again for Liverpool against Ipswich. Richie Partridge has the assist. Owen has 2 for Liverpool against Ipswich. Partridge with the assist. Liverpool 2, Ipswich 0. Cheers, guys. The problem is when they do so many tweets together, I have to jump down on a tweet deck. If I forget to push it back up, I'll miss something. Like now. Liverpool double their lead. Berger plays a crossing for Partridge. The Irishman turns it on towards Owen, who is in space, and he hits another powerful effort in. Ipswich have been poor. That could be them done. Biscan is off for right now. I'll bank those 3 points from my bench. Bench booster, right? Take that. It's better than a fucking 1 pointer. Jesus. I fucking stitched up with that the other night, didn't I? Biscan coming on for Gerrard. Oh, you got an additional 1 point. Oh, you just lost the 2 points for Gerrard's potential clean sheet because it was 0-0 at the time. It cost me. I got an extra player on the pitch and it cost me a point. State of it. Pet talk. Is Owen essential? No. The fuck. But he's offering a nice alternative now, which is nice. Oh, there's another goal because this thing ain't working properly. Thomas Gravison has equalised for Everton at Blackburn, and Mark Viduka has a hat-trick for Leeds United at Ellen Road, assisted by Gary Kelly. Confirmed Gravison has equalised for Everton at Blackburn. No assist there. Mark Viduka has another hat-trick for Leeds against Middlesbrough. And the assister is Gary Kelly. Leeds 3, Middlesbrough 0. Mark Viduka is now pissing it at the top of the goal-scoring charts. Right, stay up there, tweet deck. Billy Hadaway, Rude, Viduka, Sheeran, Owen. We need 4 striker spots. Yeah, but what about when Redbroth comes back? And Henri for the double. What are you going to do? That's better, that there's choice. Bradley Parker, man, not captain Viduka. Lot of us done the same. Lot of us have gone Shearer. I'm kind of thankful now that I did say that on the stream if it influenced anyone. Rather than going for Viduka. On the Gravison equaliser, Everton back level. Steve Watson puts in a lovely cross. Kevin Campbell heads it at goal. Kelly saves well, but once again an Everton player reacts quickest and Gravison applies the finish. Probably not the Everton returners that people are looking for so far, though. Did we have a Naismith booking earlier? He's probably on for 0 pointer at the moment. I mean, for those who captain Viduka, yeah, you are winning. Absolutely, no doubt about it. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get hat trick against Charlton anyways. Fucking later tonight. Your pain won't even last a day. Don't stress about it. As long as he's fit, he'll tear them apart. On the Viduka goal, way too easy, and Viduka seals his hat-trick. Excuse me. Gary Kelly floats a nice corner in. Viduka has the freedom of Ellen Road to let the ball drop and volley past Crossley. The keeper is rightly furious. David Batty is preparing to come on for Eric Bakker. 3 point are going to be locked in for Bakker. Whatever I say, whatever I do, I didn't mean it. Billy Hadaway saying, don't forget York now as well. Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Kevin Phillips as well, right? It's decent. It really is decent, Kevin Phillips. Scala, Shearer home game still coming. Could catch for do. I tell you what, if Richard Rufus ain't playing, yeah, I'm not joking. He'll get at least 2. Rory, yeah, Shearer's big game versus Charlton. Rarely scored versus Derby in my Sims. Pet talk, Shearer dropped for the Charlton game because of the rep of Charlton. Don't think they ever dropped Shearer. I'm not joking. I'd be amazed. I genuinely would be amazed if Shearer didn't play against Charlton because they're a low rep team. I would be. It's one that would make me. They just don't drop him. He's had the injuries and that as well. So in terms of the not playing 38 games, it feels to me like he's missed a chunk anyway. So no, it never dawned on me that he wouldn't play. He probably won't play now. Good run here by Lamptey. He could be in. Well, I think he's dived there on first reaction. I think he went to shoot and he realised he couldn't get his foot to the ball because it was a challenge incoming. And I think he might have dived. I could be completely wrong. There'll certainly be a VAR check. Also a penalty appeal at the Valley. I'm going to watch this replay at Carrow Road first. Does he he's just stub his toe into the ground? That'd have you out for the season in chat, man. Nah, it's nothing in that. Nah. I think what happened is exactly what I said on the first angle. He wants to swing his foot back at it, but the Norwich player gets in front. There's no, doesn't impede him in any way, and then he realises he can't kick the ball because the Norwich player's got in front of him. And if anything, he possibly catches the back of the Norwich player trying to swing his foot at it. I retract what I said about dive. It's not clear dive. It certainly was not a penalty. It was a penalty appeal at the Valley. Moment of controversy in an otherwise quiet half. Mikel Forsell was tripped by Powell in the box, but Barry Knight says no penalty. I think he got that wrong. Gronkiar is on for Petit, while McAllister has been replaced by Graham Stewart. McAllister make it all this time. Fuck, mate. Made it a lot further than Wilcox, to be fair. Trying to think, yeah, until Viduka gets another 2 goals. I mean, if Viduka gets more, he gets more, doesn't he? There's 20% out there for some reason don't own him. Are they just dead teams? Is there anybody in the chat? Let me know now. Anybody, just give me a thumbs down if you don't own Viduka. Anybody, give me a thumbs down if you don't own him. I'm not bothered about if you captain, vice captained, stuck him on your fucking bench of your bench boost. Just give me a thumbs down if you don't own Viduka. Shot from the edge of the area from Dermot, which straight at Ryan. Very comfortable for him. Close at Filbert Street. Arsenal relatively comfortable here. And they go close to a second. Ashley Cole plays a nice cross in. Van Bronckhorst runs onto it, but it's powerful header. He's just the wrong side of the post. And with 20 minutes to go, my bench boost is starting to shit itself. Carl JB, do people regularly complain about swearing with no crowds? BT and Sky are constantly apologising for bad language. Unfortunately, Carl, they have to, because if they don't, they get fucking Ofcom and whatever all over them saying you didn't apologise or whatever, or you need to turn the sound down or whatever. Unfortunately, yes, people will. Joe Jenkins does not have Viduka. Liam H does not have Viduka. Andrew Martin does not have Viduka. You ain't got him in the dead team, Andrew. Gary Shepherd has no Viduka. I'm not expecting many more. To be honest, there's more thumbs down than I was expecting. But it does show that there are people out there who don't own at all. And by the way, come next game week, I might be one of them as well. Joe Jenkins, front three, Omri, Keane, Shearer. Yeah, can't argue that too much. Well prepped for next week as well, by the way. Ash currently have 27 points on my non-bench boost bench. Well, Ash, tell us what it is. This is one we want to know. We want to laugh. Patrick Lawson is on replaying. Patrick, Omri is saving himself for the 2 57-minute appearances in game week 28, mate. Rob, stop asking for the Shearer goal. It's not coming, man. Storm Legacy. People are right to ignore Everton and Charlton this week. I would have. I mean, I've ignored Everton. The only reason I didn't ignore Charlton is because I've still got Rufus and Jensen sitting in there. So, got to use them in theory, right? Ian McAllister doesn't have Viduka. Mark Dorney, state of the Charlton team at the moment. Cannot believe no returns for Shearer tonight. Rory's hoping for no Arsenal double game week. Anurag only have Hart from Leeds. Wow. Scala, Desai and Seaman on my bench boost too. Substitutions at White Hart Lane. All gone a bit quiet here. Bolton have replaced Rob Lee and Franson with Hanson and Diawara, while Sheringham has just made way for Rushby. 15 minutes remain. Good hit from Basuma. Krul was lucky that it was straight at him. It moved all over the place. And Krul's just kind of beat it out, basically. Storm Legacy, you haven't heard of Jeffers in a while. What's happened to my game week 28 triple captain? Didn't play today, mate. So fucking reassess that. Ash's bench boost is Seaman, or lack of bench boost, but the players on his bench is Seaman, Cole, Desai and Carboni. Jesus. My bench boost that is active includes Seaman and Ashley Cole at the moment. Biscan 3-pointer locked in. And Sammy, not Sammy Hippier, because it started with Sammy Hippier and Stephen Gerrard. Single game week players of Hippier and Kevin Phillips obviously done me great. But if I was leaving it as 11, that's what I would have picked. So those are the 4 I'd have left on the bench. So that's what I've done with it. So, I mean, look, Rufus might be coming in for a fucking -1 this game week. Who knows? So if he don't play, I think he would have had... I can tell you. Would I have been Ashley Cole or Gerrard? Definitely wasn't Biscan. I went Ashley Cole was first sub. Goal at the Stadium of Light, and it could be squeaky bum time for the hosts. Bosco Balaban has scored for Aston Villa, and not for the first time today. There is no assister on the goal. Sunderland 3, Villa 2. Bosco Balaban, the goal scorer. Richard Stiles took the triple captaincy off for Duca and onto Valakari at 10:50 this morning. FOMO. As Avitravo points out, FPL team news incoming. Yep, absolutely right. And I will get all over it for you. Right, let's see what we got. I guess people are going to want to know this Manchester United team first, so I'll have that at the ready. And there is no Pogba and no Bruno Fernandes, according to a fake Daily Mirror account. Manchester United are unchanged. De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Greenwood, Fernandes, Rashford, Martial. Their opponents, Bournemouth. Bournemouth are wearing a new away kit today. It's a very light version of Tottenham's Champions League kit from last season. Bournemouth have not posted their team yet. So I'll update you on the Balaban goal. Villa back in it again somehow. Balaban sees his first effort from Ginola's cross save, but reacts fast to tap home the rebound. I feel like I've read that commentary 10 fucking times today. Villa have replaced Taylor with Hitzelsberger, while Medina is off for Bellion. Bournemouth have possibly decided just not to turn up at Old Trafford today. Too scared to pick a fucking team. No, they haven't posted it, so we'll move on to Leicester. Goal at Pride Park for Newcastle United, scored by Kieran Dyer. And Solano has a second return of the day. He has an assist. Dyer goal, Solano assist. The Bournemouth team's coming up on my app for on BT. So it's Ramsdale, Smith, Aki, Rico back in the team, Kelly, and they've taken it off. Why the fuck did you take off the fucking weirdos? They took it off. They had it going across the bottom on the Brighton game, and they took it off midway through the Bournemouth team. Like, it don't matter. Fuck off. I mean, it's part true, but I still want to know what the team was. So, Bournemouth reported minor hamstring injury for Steve Cook. Lloyd Kelly moves to centre-back. Rico comes in at left-back. Fucking Greenwood up against Rico. Here's how they line up today. It's Ramsdale in goal. Aki and Kelly at centre-half. Rico, Smith to fullbacks. Cook and Lerma in midfield. I tell you what, it's offensive. Fair game to them. Stanislas, Brooks, Solanke and King. They also have Harry Wilson amongst their substitutes. I've said that they should go back to remembering what they're good at and being offensive. I don't think today's the day. Leicester line up with Iheanacho starts. There's no Harvey Barnes in the Leicester lineup. He's only a substitute. Schmeichel, Justin, Evans, Yunchu, Chilwell and Didi Tillemans. Yossi Perez starts. So too Albrighton, Iheanacho, Vardy. Goal at the Stadium of Light for Gary Till. Must be a fucking rebound because there's no assister. Sunderland 4, Aston Villa 2. Gary Till with the goal. Leicester's bench is Ward, Morgan, Bennett, fuck's sake, Mendy, Chowdhury, Dennis Pratt, Gray, Barnes. Fuck's sake, Pratt. And the Crystal Palace lineup. Gator, Ward, Sacco, Cahill, Van Arnholt, Milivojevic, McCarthy, Riederwerold. I wonder if he might play left back and Van Arnholt might play higher. They've got him positioned in midfield, but that might be one to watch out for. Zahar, Benteke back in the team. Ayew on the bench for Palace. Hennessy, Dan, Woods, Mitchell, Chiari, McCarthy, Meyer, Townsend, Pierrick. On the Kieran Dyer goal, no way back for Derby now. Question, it's all about Kieran Dyer. He bursts forward from midfield with the ball, beats Blatsis and hits a fierce shot from outside the box. A beauty. Shuli Amiubi lasted 18 minutes. He's off for Bellamy. No injury. O'Brien has been booked on the Till goal at the Stadium of Light. Just watching this Norwich free kick at the moment. Camp was obviously Yons, back out to the left to Tetty. Campbell's picked it back up. Norwich got a lot of men in the box. Cross is blocked. Till surely wraps it up for Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. Arca crosses into the box. Ginola gets a slight touch to the cross, but it falls for Till and he blasts it home. Prem centre say no assist. Dublin is hurt and he's helped off the pitch for Selby's replacement. Till surely wraps it up. Arca crosses into the box. Ginola gets a slight touch to the cross, but it falls for Till. No assist given. Controversial one potentially against Julio Arca owners. You've already got one today though. Substitution at White Hart Lane. Stefan Everson, who somehow hasn't scored today, is replaced by Chris Armstrong. Spurs in control. But while there's only one goal in it, anything could happen. James Nelson, Solano sitting on my bench. One wonders, James, has he been sitting on your bench for the last 2 months, mate? Gary Shepherd, chance for upset at Old Trafford. Well, Storm Legacy's put 0.3% underneath. I mean, I wouldn't put it quite that low because it's football, but... dear. I think they're going to treat today to try and get some attacking phases of play back in their game ready for Tottenham on Thursday. That's how I'd look at them at the moment. And they might get wiped out today. Really might. Bradley Parker saying Arca robbed. We are about to approach 8 minutes to go. Pet Talk, justice for Arca. Sign my petition, anyone. Well, whatever his ownership is. There you go. BT have now decided to put the Manchester United and Bournemouth teams back on the screen. Great. You're 7 minutes fucking late. Patrick Lawson saying, sounds like Bolton are about to score. Of course they are. You ain't expecting the Tottenham clean sheet, are you? Oh, them Keller fucking owners who are free hitting him out this week as well. Oh, I've got to get Cold Cake with a double. He's quiet. Just people want to sign Pep Talk's Julio Arca complaint. FPL captain Rashford, triple captain here. Sorry, Bournemouth against his hometown club. Oh dear. James Nelson brought him back in on wildcard today, but went with Wilcox. I wasn't sure he was fit. Stick him in. I mean, how many double game week players have you got? And if you've got like 10, 11 outfield players, you should have considered the bench boost if you had it. There you go. Joe Murphy, if you need a clean sheet, Bolton will help you out. Storm Legacy, I could do with Bournemouth winning though. I need Chelsea to hang on. I mean, Storm Legacy, I like you just done a little bit less, but yeah. Storm Legacy, tell me, right? Put it in the chat because I said this a few times on podcasts and a couple of YouTube streams. And no Chelsea fan has ever been able to explain this to me. Why do you hate Tottenham so much? And don't just go, oh, you're shit or whatever. Give me general historical background for why you hate Tottenham so much. Why is Tottenham your game? When Arsenal, West Ham, all these other clubs, even Palace and all them, they're all closer to you. Tottenham is the furthest away London club from you. Why is it us that you hate the most? Give me some historical background. And please don't put anything in the fucking chat that references Jewish people. Substitutions at Ewood Park. A raft of changes. Berg and Curtis are off for Taylor and McAteer, while Everton have replaced Campbell with Chadwick and are preparing to bring on Weir and Alexanderson for Watson and Gravison. Not much action, though De Boer went close minutes ago. Oh, Liam H, don't do that. Michael Den 4, still 8 clean sheets are active for Chelsea, for Newcastle, for Manchester United, for Leeds, for Arsenal, for Liverpool, for Tottenham and from West Ham. They're not all going to make it, are they? We absolutely know that. I bet money on a Southampton goal. Oh dear. Blow for me at the moment, not having Newcastle defensive. I tell you, you might be the hidden winners here with Charlton at home to come next. You could be looking at some Warren Barton owners. You could be looking at a very big return at the moment. Very big return. Richard, I mean, you know it's not true, don't you? I speak more sense than most fucking people, right? Joe Jenkins, because Spurs have their favourite manager of all time. Listen, this has gone back historically for a long time. There's something historical. I'll tell you what I think in terms of why it happened. I think it stemmed from jealousy when Tottenham got hold of Jimmy Greaves in the early 60s. He'd obviously moved from Milan, from Chelsea, and then rather than going back to Chelsea, he went to Spurs. And then in the mid-60s, Spurs bought Terry Venables, who was Chelsea's captain when he was like 21. That's where I think it stems from. There's no other reason. No Chelsea fan can explain it to me. Kieran Dyer has scored again for Newcastle at Pride Park. Lauren Robert with the assist. Newcastle have 3 and Alan Shearer has nothing. Dyer with a goal, Robert for the assist. As a Dyer owner, that will make up for it somewhat. Derby 0, Newcastle 3. Dyer with a goal, Robert with the assist. Still 8 clean sheets intact. 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Storm Legacy, I just feel many are going of deep rivalry from the 60s or whatever. I don't have that connection. I hate Arsenal more for moving to North London. There you go, but then there you go. Storm Legacy's mentioned the 60s as well. That's the only thing I can think. I have no reason that actually it stemmed from Chelsea's jealousy of Tottenham. That's it. That's why they hate us so much. Fucking hell, what sort of a football club is that? Think about yourselves. On the Dyer goal. What a day for Dyer. His cross is over here and Robert collects on the far side. Dyer followed his ball into the box and the Frenchman delivers a much better cross to find Dyer at the far post and he heads home. Bernard preparing to come on for Quinn. Brighton have a decent break on here. But it fucked it basically. Bradley Parker. Shearer has some making up to do. Listen. Locking that 4-pointer. He's not playing tonight. Expect him with his injury proneness, which we know is overhyped. It's not as bad as many others. He's going to play 2 games in one day. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? Now, where's me? Oh, fucking cans all over the place. Disgrace. I don't even have a drink problem, you know. You lot probably must think I do. You lot must think I'm like this every day. I'm not. Literally, the only beers I've had since lockdown has been on these streams and watching the 3 Tottenham games. And do you know what? Monday night, I ain't even going to open a can. Fuck them. Ain't even worth a beer. Mind you, I might need to drink to get through it. Great save at the Valley. Carboni goes close to making it 3. Stanic, who came on for substitute night, delivered a lovely ball in. The little Italian met it with a header, but Kylie did well to push it away. Chelsea are in control. Pet Talk with a very good point. Doesn't surprise me either. See how good Newcastle are here with an actual midfield. DJ Music Case, do you still have Dyer? I do, yeah. Scala, Dyer smashing it, owned him for the wrong 9 weeks. Andrew Martin, love Dyer. Great pick for this double. I've had him for quite a while now. I've had him about 7-8 game weeks. Patrick Lawson, getting Dyer. Help him make my free hit look like it might potentially be well. I feel like I've had him actually for all of his returns, in fairness. Paul Coleman, it was a toss-up between Shearer and Viduka. Scoreline will tell you who I went with. Petal, Alan Shearer, gash leg or stub toe incoming. Oh yeah, there's always that, isn't there? And you won't know. You'll just see the team tonight. And then the guys will be like, yeah, sorry about that, guys. Patrick Lawson saying, come on, Brighton. Scadder saying, yeah, you forgot the beers from the 24-hour stream. That's very true. I fucking drank a few through that. Near Shatty, yes, Kylie rack up those save points. I still haven't watched it all back. I haven't watched the fight. I'm a bit cringy about the final 6 hours. I've watched the rest of it back at various points. I haven't watched the final 6 hours yet because I'm a bit cringy about what I'm going to see because I know I'm fucking hammered. Brian Yule, glad I wasn't dumb enough to take Dyer out in a free hit. I mean, why would you have? Why would you have? Other than, oh yeah, I'll go for Solano, it's a bit cheaper. Which, I mean, Solano's done great as well here, hasn't he? That's it. We're done. FPL captain, turn and red. We're full times. 8 clean sheets. My goodness. And I feel like a bench boost winner with David Seaman, Ashley Cole, Sammy Hippier, all part of single game weeks. 3 pointers for Biscan and Gerrard, plus possible bonus. Kevin Phillips scored 2 single game week player. Definitely feel like that's the best I could have got out of this bench boost. I'm going to fucking pat myself on the back. Blah, 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 blah. Just the same Richard Rufus let me down a fucking bit. But then, yeah. Listen, you know something in this game is always going to fuck you over. So, that's it. We'd await news on bonuses. The mobile phone looks like it's going to make it. 6% go with 3.5 minutes remaining in the Norwich-Brighton game. Brighton still lead 1-0. And there's potentially a good counter on here for Brighton. Good tackle, actually, from Godfrey. Had to win it. The official counter is tweeted. Before we get to the bonus in 1 minute, a quick reminder. Derby Leeds, Newcastle Charlton kick off at 10 p.m. tonight. Derby and Everton is at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. You'll want to join us. Here come the Bonnie. Wilfried. We await. While we're waiting, content this week. Monday, full review of game week 30. What the fuck is this game week now? 32. Was it 33? 33. Except, thankfully, for everyone, Tottenham versus Everton. Patrons, you'll get some additional on that. Tuesday, Clash of the Correspondents. FPL Badger, FPL Addict. We'll be talking about Norwich and West Ham, who start game week 34. We'll be looking at their 2 next fixtures. West Ham, obviously, particularly interest to people. Sky Wednesday. Thursday, the plan at the moment. Special on Wigan Athletic. Friday. What do we normally do? Oh, Friday we'll review game week, the midweek that's coming. Loads of fucking shit going on, aren't there? Patreons, full week of the usual stuff as well. You're going to get some Tottenham stuff that other people aren't going to get. So with Tottenham playing Monday night, fair games. Bonus points in first from Pride Park. They've not messed about with this. I guess this is what you want to hear first. Not the start the triple game week that Derby owners were hoping for. Alan Shearer eases the pain slightly by picking up a couple of bonus. The top bonus and man of the match goes to Kieran Dyer. 2 goals and a 10 out of 10 rating. 2 bonus points to Shearer, Solano and Andy O'Brien. There's 1 save point bonus for Poom. So he's got 2 points so far. It's 2 save point bonus for Shay Given on top of a clean sheet as well. 4 bookings in the match for Chris Riggott, Warren Barton, Andy O'Brien, Marcelino. Derby's changes were Bragstad and Strupar for O'Neill and Malcolm Christie on 57 minutes. Newcastle's changes were Bellamy for Amiobi on 70 minutes. Amiobi had replaced Cadamartri on 52. Olivia Bernard replaced Wayne Quinn in injury time. Top bonus at Craven Cottage. between Fulham and Manchester United. United running out, I think, quite comfortable 2-0 winners. Goes to Gary Neville. 2 bonus points for Mikel Silvestre, Laurent Blanc, Paul Scholes, and Dwight York. No save point bonus. 3 bookings for Fulham's Corrigan and United's Silvestre and Chadwick. Fulham had used Lee Clark and McAnespie to replace Malbronk and Collins pre the hour. United's changes were Solskjaer on for the injured, apparently, Andy Cole on 41 minutes, and Ronnie Johnson for the injured, this is what it says, Ryan Giggs on 52 minutes. So potential injuries for Cole and York. If I read them out in commentary, I can't fucking remember them. Definitely the Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs actually went off with a 5 out of 10 rating. Phil Neville, who lasted the duration of the game, also had a 5 out of 10 rating for United. Top bonus at Ellen Road will cause no surprises. It goes to Mark Viduka. There are also 2 bonus points for Gary Kelly, Ian Hart, Lucas Radaby, Jonathan Woodgate and Olivia Decore. No save point bonus. 1 booking in the Leeds Middlesbrough match went to Gianluca Festa. Couple of bad ratings for Borough. Ian Pearce and also Dean Windass. Windass replaced by Parnaby on 61. Borough had also replaced Rickard with Noel Whelan on 54. Viduka's man of the match hat-trick was inevitably a 10 out of 10. David Batty had replaced Eric Backer on 69 minutes in Leeds' sole change. Top bonus at Filbert Street goes to goal scorer Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. There are also 2 bonus points for Dennis Bergkamp, Thierry Henry, and Leicester's Tim Flowers and Matt Elliott. 1 save point bonus for Tim Flowers. Not a booking in the match. Leicester made all their changes pre the hour. Delaney, Sinclair, Gunnlaugson replacing Sturridge, Scowcroft and Rowett. Arsenal would replace Lundberg with Tikhonov on 53 minutes and also replaced Albertini with 7 minutes to go with the Romford Pelly, Ray Parlour. Top bonus at the Stadium of Light goes to Sunderland's Kevin Phillips, scorer of 2 goals. There are also 2 bonus points for Sunderland's Julio Arca and Gary Till. 1 save point bonus for both keepers, Neil Sullivan and Peter Schmeichel. Villa had 3 players booked. George Boateng, Bosco Balaban and captain Dion Dublin. Dublin went off injured on 78 minutes, replaced by Darius Vassell. Villa had made early changes previously before the hour, using Angel and Hitzelsberger to replace Alan Wright and Ian Taylor. Sunderland made a 70th minute change of David Bellion on for Nicholas Medina. There was a late injury time appearance for Paul Mayo, replacing Gerard Sibon. Norwich pressing for an equaliser, certainly. Brighton are camped in defensively with just over 3 minutes of 6 added time left. At White Hart Lane, Stefan Selakovic has top bonus for a man of match performance. There are 2 bonus points also for Darren Anderson, Christian Ziga, Goran Bunjevcevic, and Norwich have hit the post. It was a brilliant header. Ryan was beaten. Substitute Adaya. He's hit the post. It's so unlucky. It's a brilliant header. It's so unlucky. And Brighton on hand. I think it was Webster to clear the rebound. I'll clarify them bonus points again for you. So Selakovic top bonus. Anderson, Ziga, Bunjevcevic, Colin Hendry with 2 bonus points. Casey Keller with 1 additional save point bonus. 3 bookings in the match. Tottenham's Ben Thatcher. Like to tackle, should we say. Bolton's Kevin Nolan and Colin Hendry also but. Spurs replaced Simon Davis with Tim Sherwood on 47. There were late substitute appearances for Andy Rushbury and Chris Armstrong replacing Teddy Sheringham and Stefan Everson. Bolton made all their changes after the hour. Bohansen, Diawara, Ricketts replaced Lee, Franson and Wallace. Top bonus at Upton Park goes, unsurprisingly, to Freddie Canute. He's had a great day. 1 goal and 2 assists. 2 bonus points for Sommer, Repka, Joe Cole and Dan Petrescu. 1 save point bonus for Southampton's Paul Jones. 1 booking in the match was for the Hammers' Joe Cole. Don Hutchison replaced the injured Steve Lomas on 39 minutes. It was an injury time appearance for Jermaine Genius replacing Trevor Sinclair. Saints made 3 changes on 49 minutes. Went for it. Went badly. Davis, McDonald and Delap used to replace Svensson, Draper and Ray. I feel like that's not it. Top bonus at the Valley. He might have disappointed you last week and you might have taken him out your free hit this week, I bet. Benito Carbone has the man of the match and 3 bonus points. There were 2 bonus points for Mikel Forsell and there were 1 for all of Chelsea's backline. Kudachini, Melchot, Gallus, Terry and Desai. 1 point for all of them. 1 save point bonus for Dean Kiley. Like Mark Poom, he has 2 points. 1 yellow card in the match. That's for Charlton's Jonathan Fortune. Charlton replaced Jason Wilcox on 33 minutes. Interestingly, on the match report for Wilcox, although the official tweet earlier did say injured and unlikely to play against Newcastle in the second part of this double, it is listed as sub rather than injury. So I wouldn't 100% rule him out yet, but I ain't looking at the data. Graham Stewart replaced Gary McAllister, who somehow made it to 65 minutes. Chelsea's changes were Gronkiar for Petit on 61. Leon Knight replaced Zola on 56. He lasted 14 minutes before being replaced by Mario Stanic. There's not a lot of bonus knocking about at Anfield either. Top bonus goes to Liverpool's John Arne Risa. And there are 2 bonus points for Danny Murphy and inevitably Michael Owen. But Owen, scorer of both goals here, not the man of the match. Risa with a 9 out of 10. Owen with an 8 out of 10. Liverpool lost Vladimir Smica to injury after 12 minutes, was replaced by Richie Partridge. Igor Biscan replaced by Stephen Wright on 62 minutes. Yari Lipman replaced Emil Heskey on 55. Ipswich made 2 late changes. Darren Bent and Richard Logan coming on for Marcus Stewart and Pablo. And I think, no, that's not it. We haven't had Blackburn and Everton. Easy to forget. I haven't got any toffees. Top bonus goes to Matt Jansen. 2 bonus points for Marcus Bent. Full time at Carrow Road. I think it finished 1-0, but if there was a goal, I might have missed it. No, I think Brighton have held on for a 1-0. 3 bonus points for Jansen, 2 for Marcus Bent, 1 for a lot of players. Ronald De Boer, Damien Duff, David Wetherill, 2 guy, Corrado Grabby, Paul Gerrard, David Unsworth, Thomas Krasinski, Paul Gascoigne, and the chances are you've got none of them. 1 save point bonus for Alan Kelly. You probably didn't take the chance on Paul Gerrard either. He's got 2 save point bonus for 3 points. 3 players booked. John Curtis, Gary Naismith has returned a 0-pointer on this game. Also Thomas Gravison booked. Matt Jansen's man of match was a 9 out of 10 rating. Also achieved by Ben. Everyone else in the bonus on an 8 out of 10. Blackburn's changes were late. Martin Taylor and Jason McAteer used to replace Curtis and Henningberg. Everton also made late changes inside the final 7 minutes using Chadwick, Alexanderson and David Weir for a 1-pointer if you've got him to replace Kevin Campbell, Thomas Gravison and Steve Watson. That's it, I think. That's good fucking fun, wasn't it? Some fool forgot to screenshot the league tables. Here's a sexy manual version, says the official account. United, 62 points, 8 clear of Arsenal, 10 clear of Leeds and Middlesbrough. Liverpool on the rise, only 5 points behind Middlesbrough and Leeds now. Blackburn 6th from 44. Spurs back up to 7th, 41. 3 clear of Sunderland, 4 clear of Ipswich. Chelsea and Newcastle up to 10th and 11th respectively now. Inside the bottom 3 remain Fulham on 27 points. Southampton are joined on 19 points now by the magnificent West Ham United. Snore. Leicester 30 points. Derby 31. Bolton 31. Villa 32. Charlton and Everton 33. Will all still be looking nervously over their shoulder during this run-in. No player tables either, say the official account, but I can reveal that Mark Viduka is now 5 clear at the top of the goal scoring chart. Look forward to seeing you later for more action, say the official account. Enjoy the FPL in the meantime. I don't know what time we're going to stream next week as yet. It could be we do the same time. It might be we revert back to 2:30. I don't know yet. The guys will communicate. As long as me and FPL Captain can do it, we'll go with whatever, basically. Other than that, plenty of content coming forward. Patrons, I know I didn't get through your schedule this week, but I'll have it on Slack for you at some point between now and tomorrow evening, so you know what's coming up for yourselves. On your way out, guys, if you haven't, give the video a like. Make Suj happy. Keep him moaning at me. James, you ain't got many fucking likes this week. Fucking hell, you think he paid my wages, wouldn't you? Right, guys, really good fun. I'm off to have a relaxing Saturday afternoon, sit in front of the football and watch the next 7 hours or so unwind. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be nice to each other. I hope your arrows are green. Good luck tonight. Good luck tomorrow morning. Good luck in FPL. Ciao for now.